Boots and Heels. We're so glad you joined us.
I'm Boots.
And I'm Heels. Oh, gosh.
What a great weekend.
We
had a great
had
weekend.
so much fun.
Rather than staying at home,
so much fun.
Staying at home with my dogs on Saturday evening, we
not a
were
bad thing.
coerced into getting out just a little bit and going to one of our favorite places. And we actually dressed up like a bunch of kids on Halloween.
Yeah.
It was fun. I have to say it was a good time.
Coerced us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of coerced into doing it. We did have a great time. So I hope everybody out there had a safe and happy Halloween and made a lot of fun out of it. Yeah, that's on a lighter note. Now we have to go into the not so lighter notes.
Oh, do we have to?
Oh my gosh, let's talk about today. Let's talk about this gain of function. Let's talk about the whole Fauci situation that's out there. I mean, I think the audience will remember that back in May, Fauci was asked direct questions about gain of function and the funding of gain of function in the Wuhan lab, and his answer was an emphatic, resounding no, that it absolutely was not happening at all.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? The reports and the actual facts say otherwise.
Yeah.
And Congress is a little bit confused about this.
Yeah. And the NIH said that absolutely never has there been or never will there be, and certainly not currently, was there any gain of function research at the Wuhan institution. And, but you got to fast forward a little bit to October, which really is just last month, and the principal deputy director in writing completely contradicted that and said absolutely it is happening. So again, it is an absolute lie. And
absolute lie. Big fat lie.
Yeah, I mean,
and what happens to liars?
Well, there's supposed to be some criminality to that. I mean, come on, you're not supposed to lie to Congress.
If you or I lied to in a congressional hearing, if we lied, our fannies would be in Gitmo.
Now, Ted Cruz and a lot of the senators and a lot of people are really calling for a criminal investigation, but will they do it? I mean, will they actually do it?
There have been so many lies and so much destruction of our country and our people. They have lied about
everything,
creating and giving more life to a virus so that it can easily infect human beings.
Yeah.
I mean, that is heinous, and that's something that 70s horror movies were based about.
Oh yeah, we saw it. We saw it, all through growing up, those kinds of movies and the crazy things that happened in the labs and what have you.
Right.
And
there was always
we really thought it was fiction.
We thought it was fiction.
It's not fiction, folks, okay?
We thought the infectious outbreaks in the 70s movies were just, something that somebody dreamed up. Little did we know we would be living it. Now what's next? Soylent Green?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Let's talk about a little bit. Now, this is a tough subject for me because, and I know it's a tough subject for you because I think everybody, all of our audiences out there, everybody in our audience knows our love for animals,
and we know that you love animals too, and that's why most of you are even here.
And it's not it's not something that just popped up. I mean, we've been literally putting animals through torture for supposedly the betterment of human beings for forever. But that supposedly had lessered with modern technology. Yeah. Well, yeah, and you got PETA and a lot of groups out there that have kind of changed the direction that a lot of that has happened. But
where is PETA?
Well, PETA is actually making some pretty bold statements, and they are calling for a redacted statement that the NIH was involved with the funding of some pretty bad cruelty to animals, even through this whole process, directly linked to Fauci somehow. Now I've looked at Politico, I've looked at all kind of fact checkers and tried to find the scenario, and really what the best that I can come up with right now is, in Tunisia, I guess I'm saying that right, there was a case where there was some funding. I don't know that it's directly linked to Fauci, but I do know that there was some beagles that really were put in a position where doing some sort of test on parasitic, immunizations, to help safeguard animals. But in doing that, they destroyed 20 beagles. And then it goes on to say that beagles are the most common dog used for these types of, environmental, if you will, testing to be done, and most of them are euthanized. So I don't really care where it comes from. Let's just face it that, torture of any animal is wrong.
Well, apparently, a lot of what happened in this scenario was really unnecessary.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going out there, and a lot of animal activists out there that are claiming a lot of claims, and honestly, I at this point, with all the lies and manipulation going on,
anything. I believe nothing they say.
I truly believe. Yeah.
Honestly, why would we put the future of mankind in the hands of people that hate us, in the hands of people that are godless and that are all about destruction, in the hands of people that think it's okay to torture dogs and cats, all sorts of animals, and to sell their body parts, cut them up while they're alive and sell them in meat markets? Why would we trust these people with the future of the world? Honestly, I would. I wouldn't trust a zip front sports bra at the gym made in China. I'm a label looker, and
probably a lot of those you wouldn't trust with.
You've got that right, but especially from China. Are you kidding? I don't trust Chinese aftermarket products for my motorcycle. I don't trust anything from China. So why in the world would we trust biochemical warfare in the hands of the Chinese?
Yeah, that's a big question. Why in the world would we do that? Why would we put ourselves in that situation, voluntarily put ourselves in that situation?
If you wanted there to be a misstep and a leak or an accident, that's what you would do.
The old saying, what's this got to do with the price of tea in China, has a whole new meaning, because for me, right now, it's kind of like everything.
It has everything to do with it.
There's no question. It's just like, wow, everything has to do with it, because it's always linked back to that. China Joe,
right.
And all the things and the powers that be, working for the almighty dollar rather than the actual interest of the actual people, the living, breathing people that walk on this earth. So, you're not important to them. To this house, you are not important.
The slave master, to the slave masters, we are nothing more than a means to an end, and that's not how it's supposed to be. I think that our founding fathers would be really, really disappointed right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If there's such a thing about shaking in the grave, I guarantee that's probably that's probably what happened. That earthquake they thought they felt that's probably it. Everybody's kind of quaking in the ground right now at the absolutely atrocities across the United States of America, and not just here, but everywhere else. You've heard Boots and I talk about it on other podcasts. The whole world is suffering here. Look at the walkout situation right now.
It's crazy.
Did we not know that was going to happen?
I, for one, am very happy that somebody has the guts to stand up. But I do personally, I have real life friends that have been put in this situation to choose, and they have chosen to leave their careers and not have a job and sit there and wonder, okay, what am I going to do to make my house payment? What am I going to do to make my car payment? People that have had careers for 20 and 25 years that have walked away from their job because they believe so strongly in personal choice and in informed consent. And there is no informed consent.
Yeah. As if the businesses haven't already suffered so much anyway. And now, you almost have to make a decision to either stand up, lose all your freedoms and the ability to be America, or you just kind of conform to being a robot and go do what you're told, I guess.
These unconstitutional dictates have absolutely interfered with all of our right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Period.
Yeah.
No one can argue with that. There is no valid argument against that statement. So, you can fact check all you want. But these unconstitutional dictates that go against your basic human rights of decision making.
We say it all the time. We say it over and over.
We say it all the time.
We can't be complacent.
No.
We have to talk about it. We have to stand up for it. And we have to get behind, our leaders that are out there fighting this fight every day.
And the ones who are not, we need to be on their doorsteps, on the steps of their offices, legally and peacefully without violence or destruction. But we should be letting them know.
Where are we, though? Why is that not happening?
Well, because we don't do it because a majority of Americans are complacent. And unfortunately, a majority of Americans believe in fairy tales. And they believe in the fairy tale that there will be some magical good guy that's going to save the day. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Well,
we have to be the good guys. We have to band together, and we have to say, we are not going to put up with this. We demand that you serve us, which is your job.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely talking to, the White House at this point. But
absolutely,
in respect to that, I mean, there are no superheroes here.
No, there are no. We are the superheroes.
This was, the superhero that, literally tried to enlighten the world about what was happening. The whole world talked about government. The whole world was disgusted with them, talked about them, didn't want to pay taxes, always comes up with government overreach prior to Trump. And all of a sudden now you have all these love bugs that's in love with the White House. Really? I mean, he exposed all of that. We've been saying it forever. I mean, across the aisle, Democratic and also Republican, people always complained about the government, and as we progress through the years, and now all of a sudden they're coveting it so tightly. There are a few that are coveting it so tightly, and nothing they do, no lie like we just exposed with Fauci and the lies that we exposed about the Afghanistan
activity,
thing,
no vile, disgusting activity is enough for the average citizen to come together.
Any kind of investigation.
And demand better from the elected officials that you pay. These people work for us.
Yes, they do.
They work for us.
True
we
enough.
pay them. And we allow this to go on.
Yeah. What do you do? What is the solution here? That's the thing. We talk about it every day. What is the solution here?
You call elected officials, and honestly, I mean, I think I believe in protest. I believe in peaceful protest. I believe in the right to air our discrepancies with the slave masters. I believe that, and I believe that we need to be doing it. I believe that we need to be filing for our permits to protest.
Yeah.
And to protest legally. And that we need to bind together, and we need to do that.
Yeah. It's the old saying, the pot calls the kettle black. That really is resonating with me lately too, because it's always the people that are, the mayors of the cities that, let's say 1,600 people were shot and killed and murdered from June until September, I believe it was. Stand out there and criticize everybody else. To me, that is a perfect example, Lightfoot is who I'm talking about.
Right.
Perfect example of the pot calling the kettle black. And this world right now is full of those pots calling the kettle black. I mean, they want to speak out and they want to say something, but it is complete adverse to what the realities are, and that's one of them. I mean, we need people that understand truth, honesty, integrity, and the Constitution of the United States to be standing up and saying something, because you actually have some, something backing you, to do that. And I don't see too much of that. I really don't.
I mean, I see small groups gathering together, kind of like we're doing.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to start doing that on a larger scale, because something has to change. And we have to demand change. They are not going to do this of their own free will.
Yeah.
Because they're criminals.
Yeah.
Criminals don't do the right thing. Criminals are opportunists. And we have allowed them ample opportunity to absolutely destroy our country.
And criminals band together.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
Yes, they do.
The old saying also, you're as good as the company you keep.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there. And it's not to anger anybody, and it's not to seem, I'm not downing anybody that's had good actions, but I will say this. We need to keep in mind that there have been several times through the years where we've had, not we, but the Republicans have had the House and Senate and had control and could have done the right thing by constitutional loving Americans and by our country, and they did not.
Yeah.
And they did not. So these same lawmakers that were obstructionists during the last presidency, that that now are grandstanding, pointing the finger at Democrats, I would like to call out.
We need to call them out.
We need to call them out because they took part in doing nothing whenever they had ample opportunity to. So how dare you point the finger at the other aisle now, because you've been a part of it the whole time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we definitely need to make sure that those people do not hold office when
Absolutely.
we have the opportunity to do so. So part of the responsibility is on every single American person to make sure that doesn't happen, because obviously, and there's a bunch of traitors there. I mean, they really are. I don't know what else to call them.
Right.
Absolutely. Whoops, did I say that out loud?
Oh, just don't even get me.
I mean,
Mitch
literally.
McConnell. Oops. I mean, these are examples of people who have constantly allowed the left to run rampant all over us. And when they had the opportunity to put a stop to things, they didn't
step forward and do it.
Right. Because they work together. They work together.
Well, it's just about what's best for them.
It is.
So
okay.
Anyway, so, come on. Let's lay off the beagles.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's stop killing animals that don't need to be.
Makes me want to go just start trying to get those beagles and
we already
adopted out.
that.
I know we do, but it makes me really just have a bigger heart for them than I already did. And beagles are really cool little dogs.
They're all cool.
They're all cool. We love them all. So check us out, Pets No Politics, of course, and also our website redbootsandheels.com.
And check out our video from our Happy Halloween that we did, because we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did. And you get to see all the shenanigans of the night.
Yeah.
So we put that together for you for your amusement and fun, and it was a lot of fun. So glad we did get out and have a little bit of good time,
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
And until we see you next time.
Until we see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.